Spilt Milk's 5 Green Bottles is part of the Cardiff Fringe Festival's showcase of new and emerging drama talent. Playing to a sellout audience for its 2-performance stint, clearly this vibrant company has captivated the imagination of Cardiff theatre goers. And it's not difficult to see why, based upon the evidence of this provocative and controversial new production. A surreal, satirical, carnal romp of a comedy exploring the sexual awakening of the Beat generation in the 1960s is how it's promoted. I feel that may be useful to remember for what comes towards the end of this review. The opening scene has Ian, ally Cruikshank, and Myra and Harry Barrow acting out a sex role-play scene. Ian gets into a rage because Myra fluffs her lines. After normal relations are resumed, and while slurping down some vin rouge, the subject goes on to sex. Something that always seems to be on the couple's mind. Ian fancies a bit of partner swapping. Cue the appearance of Myra's sister Maureen, played by Olivia Martin, and her hubby Dave, played by Tobias Weatherburn. Ian has the hots for pretty Maureen and tries to manoeuvre the conversation towards a sexual twist, abetted by Myra. As the play develops, a harder-edged undertone of sadism and sexual perversity emerges.
Und für dieses Volk und dieses Volk wollen wir ringen und wollen wir kämpfen und niemals erlahmen und niemals ermüden und niemals verzagen und niemals verzweifeln.
Who or what needs to be put out of their misery upstairs by being choked to death with a dog lead, something that Myra seems eager to undertake. By now I should have been able to have pieced everything together, but being a little slow on the uptake. But it wasn't until the mention of Leslie Ann Downey that the penny dropped. Writer Joe Wiltshire-Smith has scripted an exceptional play full of naturalistic dialogue, which reminded me of Rita Sue and Bob 2 by Andrea Dunbar, the tragically under-realised talent, in her seminal 1987 play. The bawdy, rude humour, full of explicit and profanity, is all here, albeit set on the other side of the Pennines to Dunbar's Bradford in Lancashire. But it's Smith's skill in the way that he gradually and seamlessly raises the tension from a playful beginning that hits home. Spilt Milk artistic director Becca Lidstone elicits brilliant performances from the two main protagonists. The power and intensity of ally Cruikshank and Angharad Barrow in the portrayal of their characters is truly memorable. And they were more than ably backed up by Tobias Weatherburn and Olivia Martin. The set is unremarkable, functional really, just a couple of chairs and a mini sideboard, but it seems right for the period the play is set in. The early 60s hits that play between scenes also emphasises the time setting of the play. Five Green Bottles is an entertaining and often very funny play that sets you up so that you are unbalanced for what is to come. The enthusiastic audience lapped it up, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I have a reservation, and it's a big one. I am of an age Sadly, when I look back at events that lie deeply buried in my psyche. Last year, I referred to this when reviewing David Hearn's photographic exhibition at the NMW and his association with Aberfan. The Moors murders is another example, and in both cases the victims were roughly my age. I introduced this review to Hans Zimmer's evocative and soulful piece Time from the film Inception. It is time that these callous, sadistic and worthless specimens Ian Brady and Myra Hindley deprived their 5 victims. Whether sufficient time has elapsed over the past 50 years to produce a largely comic play is questionable. But what is the use of theatre if it doesn't challenge our perceptions on society? As the vast majority of the audience were made up from a generation younger than myself, it is possible that this would not be such a sensitive issue for them. Joe Wiltshire-Smith has researched his subjects well. The couple's sexual peccadillos and their binging on wine, Brady's obsession with Nazism and his questionable sexuality. You will find it all in this play. I just wish I hadn't enjoyed it quite so much.